head of TikTok, the CEO, has been called in front of Congress. I think, what is his name? Something Sean Shu? What would the let's see, TikTok congressional hearing. So the Politico, we'll just go here. So the TikTok CEO did not pass the vibe check at his first Hill here. What kind of fucking headline is that? Did not pass the vibe check? What the fuck? This is Politico. Lawmakers from both parties seemingly did not buy Xiao Zichu's explanation or defenses for the Chinese-owned tech platform, which I agree. There was times where he was skirting the questions they were asking, but it does come from a bigger and larger play from other tech companies, mainly Meta, which last year it came out that Meta did a whole campaign against TikTok. Let's just watch this video and see what it says. Can't believe it says vibe check. Shut the fuck up.
Moderation tools being used to remove content on TikTok associated with the Uyghur genocide? Yes or no?
We do not remove that kind of content.
The massacre in Tiananmen Square.
That kind of content is available on our platform. You can go and search it.
I will remind you that making false or misleading statements to Congress is a federal crime.
I understand. Again, if
Okay,
you go on our
thank
platform,
you.
you will
Next
find that
question.
content.
What about a commitment that says that you won't sell the data that you collect? Would you commit to that, not selling the data you collect?
Congressman, I believe we don't sell data to any data brokers.
You don't sell to anyone.
We don't sell data to data brokers.
I didn't ask you data brokers. You sell it to anyone. Would you commit to not selling your data?
Listen, TikTok not selling their data is just a bad business move. It's what every company that has anything to do with fucking data or social media, anything that has to do with online shit, they are always collecting data to sell. So for this guy to sit there and be like, hey, what's going on here, bro? Like to say, can you commit to not selling data? I mean, it's just bad business. I think the biggest concern is with TikTok is, which was first generated by Meta, that they're selling it to the Chinese and that the Chinese have all this information on Americans, and Chinese is sort of our on again, off again, crazy lovers who might throw gasoline on you and set you on fire one day. But the problem is that all these companies sell to multi-conglomerate or international conglomerates. What is it? Multi-conglomerate? They sell to all these fucking companies who are all over the world, including China and Russia. All this data gets sold to the highest bidder. So whether it's Meta, whether it's Snapchat, whether it's fucking MySpace, well, I don't even know if MySpace is around, but all these companies, Pinterest, they all collect data and they sell it to the highest bidder. So they're sort of centering in on TikTok. And what's interesting is that this is a bipartisan thing. And anytime you see in America that this is a bipartisan situation or they come to an agreement, you always got to question it, because what's driving this? Now, I can guarantee that Meta pays a lot of money and invests a lot of money into these politicians, just like Lockheed Martin would, right? Weapons manufacturing, just like pharmaceutical companies, they all are funding these politicians. And of course, they're going to take their call. If you give someone $1 million, that person's going to take your fucking call. 5-hour grills, that boy was barbecued recycling, the same sentence structure. Yes, exactly. Samo. Everybody knows that Zuckerberg is on pull down hater train. All people are not using Facebook anymore. Yeah, Facebook sucks anyways. He didn't say yes. He says, he don't believe. Exactly. It's that same, this is what politicians do all the time. It's like, well, I don't believe that's what's going on. How easily you forget about the first homie, Tom. I keep that boy always in my top 10. Always. Tommy's in my top 10.
Anyone?
Congressman, I actually am in support of some rules.
I
around
didn't ask
privacy.
you whether rules. I asked you whether the company, TikTok, would commit to not selling its data to anyone and just using it for its own purposes internally.
I can get back to you on the details.
Okay.
of that.
Yeah,
Any
By American
ByteDance
personnel.
employees in China, including engineers, currently have access to U.S. data.
Congressman, I would appreciate this. This is a complex topic. Today, all data is
Yes,
stored
yes or
by
no?
default.
No, it's not that complex. Yes or no, do they have access to user data?
We have, after Project Texas is done, the answer is no. Today, there is
Yeah,
still
so
some
you're
data
saying
that we need
yes,
to delete.
but we've heard already.
The dangerous misinformation that you mentioned is not allowed on our platform. It violates them.
I'm sorry to report it is on your platform, though.
Congresswoman, I don't think I can sit here and say that we are perfect in doing this. We do work very hard.
How can you make yourself more perfect? I don't want you to say it's not there or you apologize. I asked you specifically how you were how you're trying to increase your review of this, and you gave me only generalized statements that you're investing, that you're concerned, that you're doing more. That's not enough for me. That's not enough for the parents of America.
That video was posted 41 days ago. As you can see, it is captioned me as F at the House Energy and Commerce Committee on March 23rd of this year. It names this chairwoman by name. This video has been up for 41 days. It is a direct threat to the chairwoman of this committee, the people in this room, and yet it still remains on the platform. And you expect us to believe that you are capable of maintaining the data security, privacy, and security of 150 million Americans, where you can't even protect the people in this room?
Did you guys know she had a "Don't Tread on Me"
Protect
sticker?
the people in this room?
The representative from Florida has a "Don't Tread on Me" sticker on her little iPad there. Don't tread on me. What is the origins? They better not say some fucking. Where does "Don't Try Me"? "Don't Try Me" began is known as the Gadsden flag, which features rattlesnake coil expression in yellow background. The flag was first flown. The battle cry of American independence. I know a lot of like gun owners have that as well. "Don't tread on me." It's a very much a Second Amendment type thing, which I'm all about it. I'm all about the Second Amendment. How'd you chuckle for 5 minutes and be like, yes? Who's cleaning the tap shoes and getting them? Yo, I got the flag hanging up in my room. Don't tread on me. We're taking it back. And also, it's a rebuttal to the vote or die campaign in the day. Puffy. I think it's funny because the people in Florida are fucking very much, they're like, hey, fuck you. I heard an interview between Piers Morgan and the governor of Florida, what's his name? Ron DeSantis. And I don't trust any of these politicians, but he did make sense. Like, and to see all the shit that he was taking during COVID, and then for him to come out on the other side, that guy got reelected by 1.5 million votes, the biggest landslide in Florida history. The dude is beloved down there. It's interesting. I know that he's doing some weird stuff with African American studies, but I do believe that he pointed out that the programs that he was canceling it was African American studies that had like gender studies mixed in with it. And he was like, what does gender studies have to do with African American studies? He's like, if we're going to do African American studies, we're doing African American studies. And then, of course, it got sort of blown out of proportion, and people were like, what the hell is going on? So it's a crazy state. It's a crazy fucking state. But, he was making a lot of sense in some cases, but I don't trust any of them. I don't trust any of these fucking politicians. I believe he was one that beat the hell out of 69. Yeah, it was DeSantis. He sent his thugs into fucking LA Fitness. He sent his thugs into LA Fitness. It's like, go silence that fucking Mexican. So you can't say the word gay down there. and we're gonna act like we aren't African Americans that are gay of the history culture. Well, there's definitely gay African Americans in the history of African Americans. And I think the don't say gay thing was blown out of proportion too. There's a lot of shit that gets blown out of proportion, and people will take it and make it into something and make it into some horrible thing to get clicks and to change the narrative. I don't remember what that all was though. In any case, I'm not with the whole don't teach African American studies. But I do see the point where it's like, what does gender studies have to do with African American studies? And I did hear he did clarify, it's like, we do teach African American studies, but we're not going to have gender studies snuck in with it. So whatever. Listen, I'm all about people voting for the communities they want to live in. And if they want to live in a community where they don't have gender studies in their shit and it's just straightforward learning, I'm all for it. This is fucking America. Do what you want. Vote for what you want, the change that you want to see. What I'm not for is government interaction telling people what they can and can't do. Sort of like how the government was interfering with Twitter, with all these Twitter files that came out, the government trying to censor people for talking about the vaccine or talking about COVID and stuff. That's just an example. I don't like the idea of that. I do like the idea if people want, what do they call it? What do they call it? Drag story time. That's fine. If people want to take their kids to a drag show, or if they want a drag queen to come in, drag queen story hour. If they want to take their kids to a drag queen show, they should be able to do that. Like, that's the fucking thing about America. Like, you should be able to do that. You want your community to fucking live. If you want to live in a community where you have drag queens fucking shaking their fake tits and ass in front of your 4-year-olds, that's fine. Most of these drag queen story hours is just a drag queen reading stories to kids. Who gives a fuck? Now, there are some communities that take it a step further and have actual, drag shows where there's drag queens shaking their asses and doing the splits in front of like 4-year-olds, which is hilarious. Which I don't think I would take my son to that kind of show. But I've taken my son to a drag show before. Like, we went to Hamburger Mary's and we had a great time. And it was a drag queen show. It was fantastic. It was so good. He kept on giving dollars. He was like, give me more money so I can give it to them. So, it's all about the communities you want to live in and be a part of. And we should have that right, especially here in America, to be able to, if we don't want drag queen story hour in our schools, well, then that community should get together, vote for it, make sure that everyone's on board. If you're not on board, then, don't be a part of that community. I know that's not easy for everyone. Not everyone has the money to just get up and go. So it is complicated, but that's what this is all about. This freedom is not free. There's a price to pay. There's no solutions, only trade-offs. So we have to we have to allow space for people to do what they want to do and do it in the communities how they want to do it. And I know we just got way off topic, but was it in college? I believe go for it, but in high school and elementary, pre-K, we can go without it. Yeah, and probably like my son's homeschooled, but we talk to him about these things. It's nothing we push on him. He wore a dress for a long time as a baby, as like a 2 or 3-year-old, and we never for 1 minute was like, well, he's a girl. He wants to be a girl. Let's chop his dick off. It was never that. He grew out of that. But there are some parents who are like, hey, my baby is a girl now, so let's get this gender affirming surgery going on. And I say that is their right. That is their right to do that with their own child. And if that's what the child wants, I don't give a shit. Gender affirm that shit. I don't care. Why should we care? The problem is that everyone's all up in each other's business. And that's what what bothers people about it. It's like, why are you all in my business? But then on the other hand, if you're not speaking the speak how people want you to speak it, then all of a sudden you're some kind of horrible monster. And it's like, no, just some people believe this and some people believe that. You can't attack people for that. And I think that's what's ridiculous. I mean, our idea of gender is pretty colonized, but yeah, of course it is, Morby. It's colonized, but there are people who believe that they are breaking the cycle and they're doing their own thing, and I'm all for it. I think it's fine. Who cares? It's just personally, I don't give a fuck. Like, and I don't understand why so many people are like, oh, fuck you, I hate you for doing this. It's like, look, if you don't like that community, and by the way, these gender affirming surgeries that are going on are mostly in predominantly upper middle class communities. So if you don't like that, you definitely have the means to move the fuck out of that community. Gender affirming surgery is not cheap. It is not cheap. So you got mostly wealthy people who can afford to do these surgeries and do the hormone treatments. And I know it's not all about genitals, but, you know, it comes down to it sometimes. And I think in the UK and Europe, they stopped doing those kind of gender affirming surgeries for people under 18. I believe that's right, in the UK. Anyways, I know I'm getting far off topic here and I want to get back to TikTok, but we should... I think we should just respect people's choices and respect the communities they want to be a part of. That's the only thing I'm saying. It's literally an opportunity to learn more about and understand it. Everything's not negative unless you take it that way. Adele would probably be out there with her kid easily for a drag show, allegedly. Why not? There's only one show that you can actually go to and have a good time, and also you can do time more. If it's the clown can do it, I believe every American should do it. They don't like them like leisurely. It's a whole process where they try to check if it's the right thing. Yes. And that's probably the right direction to go. It's probably the right direction to go to make sure that this isn't a phase, which I know people don't like that. But the YouTube is filled of people who transitioned as young people, and then they realized that they were just gay, and they're just like, oh shit, these doctors really pushed this shit on me, and you know, because this is several $100 million, if not $1 billion industry that's emerging right now, and money drives a lot of attitudes. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's the wrong idea to let, you know, kids sort of develop first and then go for it. I know my son personally, if my son was like 15 and he was like, listen, I want to cut my dick off, I'm going to be like, listen, let's give it a few years. All right. Let's just, you know, let's just see how it goes. And see, because let's get you talking. Let's get you in therapy. Let's get you, you know, let's talk it out. Let's be a part of your life and make sure that this is the right move. And then when you are of a certain age and you are absolutely sure, then we'll support you. But that would be me. That's not what everybody else wants to do. And that's fine, right? Like, if you want to take your 12-year-old to gender affirming, which doesn't mean that they cut off dicks, right? It could just be hormone therapy or whatever it is. That's their fucking right. That's their right. And fuck you if you think that that's not their right. This is fucking America, god damn it. If you want to cut your 12-year-old's dick off, you can do it. Gender and finding your identity sure is a journey. I think everything is so theoretical as long as we respect each other, it's fine. Exactly. And that's the problem, is that you got, you know, these hardcore Christian values, people fucking pushing their ideology on other people. And the same thing when it comes from the Q plus community. They've turned it into an ideology and they push it hard on people as well. It's like both sides are just like going to the extreme right now. And it's like they're just screaming into the fucking into the microphone, and it's pretty disconcerting. It's very divisive, and I think it's a hard issue. But if you think about it in the fact of what America is, or at least what freedom should be, I know not everybody's American here, so but if you think about what being in the Western culture is that we get to make our own decisions, and we should be able to make our own decisions and live the life that we want to live, as long as we're not hurting other people physically or mentally or whatever. We should be able to do it. It's like I saw this gay conservative on TikTok. It was really good. It was really interesting because he was like, there's this cake shop that was in Colorado who was they refused to make a cake for a gay couple, and because a wedding cake for a gay couple, right? And they were like, no, it's against my religion. I'm not going to make a wedding cake for you. And the gay couple was like, well, fuck you. And, I think they ended up trying to take him to court, but I think he ended up winning or something. I can't remember the whole story. But then somebody, like a couple years later, came to that same cake shop and was like, I want you to make a fucking gay wedding cake. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the cake shop won. But then the second time around, someone came in and tried to force them to do it again. And it's like, why would the guy on the TikTok, he's a gay conservative, was like, why would you want somebody who doesn't approve or believe that your marriage is right or moral? Why would you want them to make your cake unless you're looking for trouble, unless you're looking to push an agenda on this person? It's like, man, there's other cake shops, and why would you want to force someone to do your cake? Like, they're gonna put bad vibes in it. They're gonna be like, man, I fucking don't like gays, like, I can't believe that I'm doing this gay cake. It's like, why would you even want that? Why would you even want that to be a part of a beautiful moment in your life that's going to be, immortalized in, pictures, in everything, in the rest of your life? It's like you're forcing your ideology onto somebody who doesn't want that. And it's like, we can't force people to think or feel the way we want, the way we do. If even pharmacists can say no to Plan B, which I don't understand, they're allowed to just deny someone medicine. Yeah, well, Walgreens, I think, right? Walgreens, I think, was one of those companies that decided they weren't going to do the Plan B. And people were mad about that. And people decided not to go to Walgreens, which, fuck yeah, protest with your dollar. Fuck Walgreens. But it's also Walgreens' right to not want to support that. So, it's this idea that we have to have everyone think the same way, or or nothing. It's like, we all got to agree. Walgreens isn't going out and killing pregnant people because they got pregnant and they want to have an abortion. They're not doing horrible, they're not doing that kind of, they're not invoking violence. I know that violence can be anything these days, but it's like, boggles the mind. I know pharmacists that don't have Hippocratic oath, but what the fuck? I agree. It's stupid. It's really dumb. I think that's a dumb thing for Walgreens, but I support their right to not do it. I mean, it's their right. As a company, they choose it. Like Chick-fil-A, they were against gay marriage for a long time. But I know there's a lot of gay people out there fucking eating Chick-fil-A. I know Reina won't eat it still because of their stance on gay marriage. And it's a Christian company. It's a Christian-owned company. So what do you expect? You can't expect everyone to be like, this is, oh man, I've shown the way. Now I'm going to turn my back on my entire religion because you know. And you got to think about how serious religion is for people. People take that shit real serious. In Germany, we call that Hausrecht. Is that like right wing? Is that what they call it? Anyways, so we got this bipartisanship hatred towards TikTok, and it kind of stems from Mark Zuckerberg and Meta. Let me see if I can find it. And we're going to get to, okay, so Facebook paid GOP firm, and by the way, GOP is, for our non-Americans, is basically the Republicans. If it's the law that allows you to sell to whoever you want, etc. I see. House right. I see. Yes, spies from China. Moving judgment, they're all selling to Chinese, like even Meta, Facebook, all of it, they're all selling it to. And welcome in, Moving Judgment. Good to see you. Thank you for being here, my friend. So Facebook paid GOP firm to malign TikTok. The firm targeted Victory pushed local operatives across the country to boost messages calling TikTok a threat to American children. Dream would be to get stories with headlines like "From Dances to Danger." Facebook parent company Meta is playing one of the biggest Republican consulting firms in the country to orchestrate a nationwide campaign. Includes placing op-ed letters to the editor in major regional news outlets promoting dubious stories about alleged TikTok trends that actually originated on Facebook, and pushing to draw political reporters and local politicians into helping take down its biggest competitor. These bare-knuckle tactics, long commonplace in the world of politics, have become increasingly noticeable within a tech industry where companies vie for cultural relevance and come at a time when Facebook is under pressure to win back young users. I don't know any young people who are on Facebook right now. I don't know anybody who fucking cares about Facebook. 5th of April, going to court. Finally! Damn, Moving Dutchman. It's been so fucking long. Well, fingers are crossed, buddy. Fingers are crossed. You got to keep us updated. Employees with the firm targeted Victory worked to undermine TikTok through a nationwide media and lobbying campaign portraying the fast-growing app owned by Beijing bird company ByteDance as a danger to American children and society. Dangerous. I know nobody cares. I'm on Facebook. I do auto posts. I don't even care about my Facebook. Yeah. You know what's fucked up is my Facebook still gets me the most it still gets me the most draws to my website. Anytime I post something on Facebook about my podcast, I still get the most. It used to be a lot more, and it's reduced a lot because they're selling ad space and stuff. But it drives me nuts. That's the only reason why I still have a Facebook, and I can't delete my personal Facebook without deleting my podcast Facebook. So it's just I wanted to delete it so bad. Targeted Victory needs to get the message out that while Meta is the current punching bag, TikTok is the real threat, especially as a foreign-owned app that is number one in sharing data that young teens are using, a director from the firm wrote in a February email. Campaign operatives were also encouraged to use TikTok's prominence as a way to deflect from Meta's own privacy and antitrust concerns, because boy, dude, they have some concerns. Bonus point, if we can fit this into a broader message that is current bill's proposal aren't where state attorney generals or members of Congress should be focused. And that's what we're seeing right now with this whole TikTok, with these congressional hearings. Tonight, I'm going to look for your Facebook. Well, I have my We Speak English Good, and then I have my regular one, which is just Mike Epp. Which I don't tell anybody at work about it. So we have this campaign that's been pushed by Facebook, right? And this is as of last year. This is March 30th, 2022. Let me see. Oh. So, and then let's look at this. Let's look at this fancy little thing from the New York Times. Facebook gave data access to Chinese firm flagged by U.S. intelligence. So this is from 2018, which they're still answering questions about this, by the way. Facebook has data sharing partnership with at least 4 Chinese electronic companies, including a manufacturing giant that has a close relationship with China's government, the social media company said on Tuesday. The agreements, which date to at least 2010, gave private access to some users' data to Huawei, a telecommunications equipment company that has been flagged by American intelligence officials as a national security threat, as well as Lenovo, Oppo, and TCL. The 4 partnerships remain in effect, but Facebook officials said in an interview that the company would wind down the Huawei deal by the end of the week. So this is 2018, and I'm pretty sure I pulled up something where they're still fighting this. They're still dealing with this shit. Hold on, where is it? This is all stuff that we don't need anymore. Not this, we don't need that. Well, where did I put it? So where did I put it? So Facebook is still so this was February. So this is last month. U.S. senators seek answers from Meta on whether user data was accessed by China and Russia and others. So this is still going on. This is still going on where Facebook or Meta is still fucking under the microscope for doing the same thing that TikTok does. Now, I'm not trying to say that TikTok should continue, although I find my most success on TikTok. But if we're going to do that, we should probably get rid of all these companies, because no matter what, like I was saying earlier, Pinterest, Instagram, Meta, any kind of social media app, anything that where you're putting in your information or allowing cookies in, Amazon, all these companies are taking your data and selling it to multinational conglomerates that are fucking selling the data, buying the data, to Russia, to China, to any company that for the highest amount of money. They're just selling to the highest bidder. They're all selling our data to the highest bidder. So why are they going after TikTok in particular? Well, mostly because Meta probably funds more politicians than TikTok does. What TikTok needs to do if they want to stick around is probably fund more politicians. I think what's probably going to happen is that they're going to force TikTok to sell to an American company, which I don't think makes any fucking sense at all. Why? I mean, they're still going to sell data to anybody who wants it. But I did find this good video, and I don't know. I do like Breaking Points, Crystal and Sager. They do a great job. It's sort of breaking down different issues, and they get different perspectives, and it's independent journalism, and they're not bought off by any kind of, they're not bought out by George Soros or fucking some other assholes that try to control the narrative. The independent journalism is where it's at. So let's check out this video. Yeah.
I often say we're not a serious country. And a perfect example of that, to me, is TikTok. When you say it in the abstract, I know it sounds laughable, but in the height of peer competition with a malevolent foreign government, we are allowing the most downloaded app in the United States, most used social media app, to be one controlled by that foreign adversary. An adversary which, by the way, specifically does not allow US-based social media companies to operate there, under the belief that doing so would allow us to shape their population towards democratic norms and...
Yeah, and what's interesting too, there's also what's in the TikTok community, They keep saying that, this is a violation of freedom of speech, but TikTok censors so hard. Like, for the dumbest shit, TikTok censors. So I don't know why people are saying, oh, it's a loss of freedom of speech, which kind of is, yes. But they also censor very, very stringent censorship. And you're okay with Biden looking over my shoulder. I'm not okay with Putin or Xi Jinping looking over my shoulder. And I agree with that to an extent, because I don't really care for, because you got to think about this as well. The U.S. government and what's the name of that? The NSA, they're mining our data constantly. So our phone calls, our text messages, nothing is safe. This is what, you control the data, you control the people, you control the narrative. And that's, I think, what the problem is, and where we're going into this sort of Orwellian future here, where all of our data is going to be sort of processed through, some fucking Edward Snowden type dude. And we're going to have to, if we say something that the government doesn't like. I mean, look at Britain right now. Look at the UK. Cops are showing up at people's houses because they said something mean on the internet. Imagine every time you said something mean on the internet, that a fucking cop comes to your house. Not even a threat, not I'm going to kill you, not anything like that. Just like, I don't believe in gender affirming surgery, right? Sir, you wrote that you don't believe in gender affirming surgery. That's a problem. That's a problematic post. We're just doing a wellness check. Only when you cross the line. Oh shit, hold on. That's my alarm to call my mom. I just set an alarm because I forget things all the time. But I understand that, Moving Dutchman. I get it when people are writing like, I'm going to go shoot up the school tomorrow. Like, that should definitely be followed up by a police checkup, a wellness check. But if you're just stating your opinion, which this has happened, some lady was just protesting outside an abortion clinic in the UK, and she got arrested, I believe. I think that would happen in the UK. She was just protesting. It wasn't like she was like, I'm going to bomb this place. If once your rights to speak freely are starting to be infringed, what happens next? It's the totalitarian dictator, fucking technocratic, fucking lockdown, right? Like, as soon as you start infringing on people's ability to speak, that's when shit starts going awry. That's when shit starts going up in flames. That's what happens, right? And I know things are well-intentioned when people are like, hey, fuck it, I don't like gender-affirming surgery, and the cop comes, and that's supposed to be some sort of, idea to, it's well-intentioned, but what did they say? The road is paved to hell is laid with good intentions. Isn't that what they say? Someone in Germany got raided for calling the unimportant politician Pimmel. That's like dick, but silly sounding. Yeah. You should be able to call. I should be able to sit here and be like, Joe Biden is a doddering old fucking dipshit. And I shouldn't have to worry about the cops coming and raiding my house and pointing guns at my family because I said that. We should be able to criticize ideas. Once you can't criticize ideas, then that means there's only one idea that's being pushed, and the only idea that you can talk. And then you're North fucking Korea, moving Pimmel. Pimmelgate. They call it Pimmelgate. Oh, man. Yeah. So, data is going to be bought and sold. That's just the new gold rush, right? But it's when they're using that data to control narratives or to control speech, to control ideas, to push ideas. We definitely had here in America back in the 2016 election, where we did end up finding that Russian troll farms were setting up they were pitting people against each other. Probably a lot of people on Twitter are arguing with bots, with troll bots. It's creating dissension just by just by pushing these different narratives and arguing with people and getting people so worked up that they're out in the streets. It's fucking madness. So there has to be some sort of privacy is a huge part of freedom of speech, I believe. And once you start crossing these lines, it's very hard to go back. It's very rarely do they take these policies back. I believe that what's the thing called after 9/11? We had oh God, what is that? Fuck, what was that? Damn, I can't remember. I'm such a burnout. English only. Anyways, getting off topic again. Let's just watch this video. I think they do a good job of sort of breaking these things down.
Corrupt their society. Yet, we have continued to let our society increasingly be reliant on said app with no serious effort yet by both Trump and Biden to do what obviously needs to be done. Just ban the damn app and be done with it.
Well, Sagar might just be getting his wish. Congress has rolled out a new bill, a bipartisan bill. Whenever something is bipartisan, we should probably be paying close attention. Anyway, the bill is called the Restrict Act, which would make it easier for the Biden administration to ban TikTok nationwide. First off, my name is James Lee. Thank you.
See, and then once they are able to ban TikTok, are they able to ban other websites? Is it going to make them easier? Is it going to make it easier for them to ban other places like Reddit or somewhere where sometimes people go a little far with their free speech? I don't know.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another segment of 5149 on Breaking Point. And today, let's talk more about the potential ban of TikTok, a very, very popular social media app owned by a Chinese company called ByteDance.
Last month, the president said he wasn't sure if the U.S. should ban TikTok when he was asked about this. Now, the administration seems to be hardening its stance. You're backing this legislation, as you mentioned. We've learned, now warning that a possible ban could be at risk here. What changed?
Look, the bottom line is that when it comes to potential threats to our national security, when it comes to the safety of Americans, when it comes to their privacy, we're going to speak out, and we're going to be very clear about that. And
okay, so why are they being really clear? If we already know that Facebook or Meta has already sold information to our data to our enemies, if we know that all these different companies are already doing that, why are we going now? What's going on? You're canceled, and you're canceled, and you get canceled, and you're canceled. Why is it now that we are... how do we spell it? I got you. There you go. I don't know what's going on with that moving Dutchman. Getting canceled by the government is a big ouchie. Is big ouchie material. It is big ouchie material. And like this lady who's a professional liar, who's not very good at it, by the way. She's not great at her job at all. She's kind of hot, though. I think she's a lesbian, though, which, whatever. I'm just saying I wouldn't have a chance with her because she's a lesbian and I'm married, so anyway.
And the president has been the last 2 years. And so we're asking Congress to act. We're asking Congress to move forward with this bipartisan legislation, the Restrict Act, as I just mentioned, and we're going to continue to do so.
So we are meant to believe that TikTok must be banned because it poses a major national security risk and is also a risk to your personal privacy. And here's where I completely agree with Sagar in that we are not a serious nation because I care about national security. I also care about privacy. But if we're being honest, is that really the reason behind the bipartisan effort to ban TikTok? This is from the Spanish newspaper El País. Quote, if we compare the data gathered by different platforms, Facebook surpasses TikTok. It knows the user's exact location at all times and stores and processes all the information on the user's profile. Furthermore, prohibiting downloading TikTok may not prevent user data from ending up on Chinese servers. According to research published yesterday by Gizmodo, the platform obtains data from more than 28,000 different applications. That's not only the case with TikTok. Many social networks also obtain information through third parties using cookies. Gizmodo also revealed 3 years ago that Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Gmail, Snapchat, and other apps put US user data at risk, just like TikTok, because they all have deals with Chinese ad tech companies.
They're all doing it. They're all doing it. All of them. The only thing I understood was the USA isn't real. I think what they're saying is that we're not being serious. We're not serious about our ideas of freedom of speech and what we are allowing people to we're not allowing the freedom of people to consume. And maybe I'm getting this wrong. We'll have to go back. We'll go back. The earth is flat and US doesn't exist. That exactly, Morby. And I just sound like a jackass because I'm trying to understand what they're saying too.
Unfortunately, data is now a commodity. Any person, any company, any nation, including China, if they wanted to have access to our data, they could just go out and buy it. It is all for sale. So it seems to me like if we are actually serious about national security, we should look at not only TikTok, but also Meta, Google, Twitter, Snap, basically every other company who is also pillaging our data for profit. And privacy, the US is one of only a handful of countries that still lacks a blanket data protection law, and 47 of the 50 states have weak or non-existent consumer data privacy laws.
So I think what they're saying as well is that, ask GPT what to do. I'm sure that has the answer. I think what they're saying about we're not being serious is because you can't have freedom of speech without privacy. And privacy is, we're not taking it seriously. And that, I think that's what they're getting at, is like we need to, if we're going to be serious about privacy, and we need to apply these bans and these, maybe government intervention to all these companies that are selling our, who owns ChatGPT? It's OpenAI. OpenAI owns it. Who owns OpenAI? OpenAI systems run the 5th most powerful supercomputer in the world. The organization was founded in San Francisco. Oh, Elon Musk. Peter Thiel. Okay, so Peter Thiel, everyone hates Peter Thiel because he's a conservative in Silicon Valley, who collectively pledged $1 billion. OpenAI owned by, so Elon Musk. Yeah, so there you go. Elon Musk, Peter Thiel. I don't know who Jessica Livingston is, but I've heard that name. The DEO. What is the DEO? He didn't even brag about it. I know. What the fuck? WTF, Elon? Where you at? Deo spray. I don't know what that is.
So no, they aren't serious about protecting our privacy either. It's just odd. You can say it's irony, maybe some laws. So no, they aren't serious about protecting our privacy either. It's just odd. You can say it's irony, maybe something more subversive. But the fact is they are spending tons of political energy to ban the most popular social media app in America.
And so I was saying earlier that within the TikTok community, people are saying that it's a lack of freedom of speech, that they're taking away free speech, which it is. But TikTok also is a huge censoring platform. Like I've almost been banned from the app, and I'm just doing music news. Oh, it's deodorant, Stinky Mike. Ah, I see. Deodorant spray. I see. Musk, yeah. I get it. But another thing that people are saying about TikTok is that they don't like the ideas that are going on in TikTok because it is such a fast-moving app where people are moving information constantly. It's constantly being taken down. It's constantly being, people are having real discussions on that platform about injustices, on the hypocrisy of our country, the United States. They're talking about governments. but it also tends to lean left. So it was for a while in the best interest of the left to sort of go after or to let TikTok keep going. But they're also talking about within the TikTok community that it's sort of undermining the power of the state because we're able to spread information so quickly. I mean, I get a lot of my news from TikTok and you don't even hear about it until it's on the fucking, you don't even hear about it for days or weeks even after I seen it on TikTok. Like I already knew the news before it was on the news. It's undermining the state. It's undermining, the mainstream narrative. And so a lot of people who are on TikTok that's what they're saying is that they don't like that it undermines the narrative. What sucks on TikTok as well is the censorship. Makes me want to unalive or pew pew somebody. Right. And that's the thing, right? It's a tiptoeing. You got to sort of walk on eggshells on that platform. But if you can speak to speak, you can convey very powerful messages. And so within TikTok, people are saying that it's because we're undermining the state in the narratives and having real discussions, talking about real conspiracies, real ideas, and you don't see those kind of conversations happening on Instagram or Facebook. It's very much more filtered out. So that's what's coming from the TikTok community. TikTok algorithm is also racist too. And dude, there's so much racism on TikTok as well. There's like if you see maybe a fight, which they don't allow fighting on there, but if you see some sort of fight or if you see some kind, let's say like a black person is harassing a white person, right? And they're calling them names, which they'll allow the black people to call white people racist names. You'll see in the comments be like, not surprised. They'll say weird shit. But then also people of color will be like YT. It's like, why these YT people? Yes, I am talking about TikTok. Reina, I hope you had a good nap, which I don't think you did. If you want to publish a video, black liberation, it doesn't post. If you want white liberation, it goes through. No, you'll see more black liberation than you'll see white liberation for sure. But there's so much racism in the comments. Like, it doesn't surprise me. Look at this is how they act. They'll say things like that. They'll keep it coded, right? This is just how they are. This is why they need to be in a cage, like shit like that. So there's a lot of racism on it, and just like using unalive to sort of say dead because they'll censor death or dead or killing. You can get away with saying some fucked up shit in the comments as well. I've seen it. It's gross. It's really gross. Anyways.
Because it's supposedly so important to protect our privacy, yet they are unable or unwilling to pass a national privacy law. So what's really going on?
Truth is, with 100
popular social media app in America, because it's supposedly so important to protect our privacy, yet they are unable or unwilling to pass a national privacy law. So what's really going on?
Truth is, with 100 million Americans daily on TikTok on an average of 90 minutes a day, this is an issue. I imagine most of you would like your networks to get 90 minutes a day from 100 million Americans.
That is a quiet part out loud moment. Senator Mark Warner, one of the co-sponsors of the Restrict Act. Underlying all of this talk of national security, privacy protection is an inescapable tenet of the free market, competition in which there is a winner and there is a loser, and TikTok is eating everybody's lunch.
So the House has approved the bill that would give the president the ability to ban TikTok.
What's interesting about this are the rumors circulating about why. Here's the quick rundown.
For the past few years, we have witnessed Google/YouTube, Instagram/Facebook/Meta fight for their lives to compete with TikTok.
It's true. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube have been hemorrhaging users to TikTok, which is now the #1 social media app in terms of average time spent on the platform. YouTube, you can see it down 4% year over year. Facebook down 9%. TikTok is up 19% year over year. Instagram up 2%, so more or less flat. One is going up like a rocket ship. The others are all taking a nosedive, and I'm pretty sure the shareholders are not too happy.
So now Facebook is pulling out the big guns. Facebook hired a company to do a calculated smear campaign against TikTok. The idea was to plant negative ideas of TikTok in the minds of political leaders. The name of the company is Target Victory, and they contracted with dozens of PR firms across the US to sway public opinion against TikTok. They planted stories casting TikTok as a threat to children and pushing to draw political reporters and local politicians into helping them take down their biggest competitor, aka TikTok, paying special attention to target key congressional districts. So here we are. We're inching closer to the day where we see that it's possible for Meta to literally obliterate their biggest competition by means of propaganda
Thank you, Movie
and
Dutchman.
subconsciously planted political influence.
Not bad, eh? I found that on TikTok. She did make...
Thank you, Movie Dutchman. I appreciate you, my friend. Yeah, no, well, there's the other thing, right? Is none of my things working? They're just not working, are they? Oh my god. Nothing's working. Fucking Streamlabs. That's the other thing. TikTok pays like dog shit. And YouTube is still the highest paying platform for creators, but it's so much harder. It's so much harder to get monetized on YouTube. I just got paid out like $150 for using my own music in a viral video that I posted, and it basically gave me all those plays. I just randomly got $150 because I used the theme song for the show on a Jim Morrison post that's up to like 500,000 plays on YouTube Shorts, and I got $150 for using my own thing. Now, I've used my own music on TikTok, and I've had viral videos. I don't get shit. I've never gotten a cent out of TikTok and how they do fuck over music creators and stuff too. And we're gonna get to how this will affect the music industry. But I just thought it's important for us to sort of lay out the idea of what's going on right now. Yeah, YouTube. And that's the thing. People will probably go to YouTube. Instagram doesn't even pay creators anymore. They encourage people to do subscriptions, which who the fuck is... No, we're not doing subscriptions on fucking Instagram. No. People are more concerned with looking cool than actually being business-minded. Which, that's the thing. I've stopped creating so much on TikTok because, well, first of all, I'm just working a lot. And second of all, I just don't care that much because I'm not getting that much money. The most money I've made on TikTok, I think, is up to about $180. And I've made so many hours of content for them. And if I just put that same content or edit it down to YouTube and use my own music, I'm getting paid way more money, even though I'm not officially monetized on YouTube. So make your own music, everybody, and then use it on your videos, and then have good videos that go viral. And you too can make $150. I'm glad to hear you're moving on. I'm not moving on. And besides, TikTok is probably going to get banned, or it's going to be sold to an American company and then probably eat shit and probably not be that great anymore.
Make it sound kind of conspiratorial, but it's all very transparent, and it's really not too hard to connect all the dots. March 1st article from CNBC, TikTok's potential ban in US could be boon for Meta and Snap. A TikTok ban in the US could benefit digital ad companies including Meta, Snap, and Google. The US House Foreign Affairs Committee on Tuesday took up legislation that would give President Joe Biden the authority to ban TikTok.
And what else are we going to ban? What else does that give the power of the president to do? Fucking Streamlabs. What the fuck?
Hello, moving Dutchman. This is Gandalf. Thank you for all that you do for this channel, and always remember, a moving Dutchman is never late, nor early, but arrives precisely when he means to.
Yeah, it was off. I don't know how it turns up. It just does that by itself.
Meta and Snap shares rallied on Tuesday. We just live and die by that share price, don't we? And according to a March 9th article in Yahoo Finance, Meta Alphabet appears safe from regulatory action in 2023 as TikTok ban gains.
Hello, mighty. This is Jean-Claude Van Damme, and I want to give you a huge thank you, a big ol' splits, and the as a thank you for all that you do for this channel.
So TikTok is the only one that's being banned, yet Alphabet, which is Google, Meta, Facebook, Instagram, all these other companies will not be touched by this. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. And they all do the same shit. Big love, mighty.
Coincidence? I think not.
There's no way a group of billionaires could control the Politburo as billionaires control American policymaking. So in China, you have a vibrant market economy, but capital does not rise above political authority. Capital does not have enshrined rights. In America, capital, the interest of capital and capital itself has risen above the American nation. The political authority cannot check the power of capital.
Wow, that short summary, credit Eric Lee, a Chinese VC and political scientist, but that short summary characterizing the difference between American and Chinese capitalism helps crystallize this whole banning TikTok situation. In America, because the interests of capital have usurped the interests of the nation as a whole, the American government is unable to adequately protect the privacy or security of its citizens because doing so in this case would necessarily threaten the financial interests of the ruling class. Data is now considered the new gold and is a giant revenue stream not only within big tech, but every major corporation. So they, meaning the politicians, have shown no ability to pass any federal privacy laws. They have shown no ability to tell Meta or Google, hey, the data, it's not yours to sell. Opposite for the people who argue that TikTok is a harmless platform, one that exists for your benefit.
Hi everyone, it's Shou here. I'm the CEO of TikTok. I'm here in Washington, D.C. today, and I have some news and updates to share with everyone here. Today, I'm super excited to announce that more than 150 million Americans are on TikTok. That's almost half of the US coming to TikTok to connect, to create, to share, to learn, or just to have some fun. Now this comes at a pivotal moment for us. Some politicians have started talking about banning TikTok. Now this could take TikTok away from all 150 million of you. I'll be testifying before Congress later this week to share all that we're doing to protect Americans using the app and deliver on our mission to inspire creativity and to bring joy.
That's just a CEO saying CEO type things because as you heard, for the Chinese, no societal interest, certainly no humanitarian interest, and no economic interest, no matter how lucrative, is more important than the interests of the CCP. It doesn't matter what kind of data security infrastructure TikTok has supposedly put in place or how many times the CEO of TikTok can assure and reassure Congress and whoever else that TikTok is just a harmless platform that exists only to inspire creativity or to spread joy. None of that holds any water. If President Xi wants that data, the company will give him that data. Just ask every other Chinese CEO or billionaire who has had their own ideas. Oh wait, you can't because they have been disappeared. So I guess I'm not saying that TikTok shouldn't be banned. I just think that when we hear about a bipartisan bill, when we have evidence of a coordinated media blitz, when we see just how much money, how much capital is at stake, it would probably behoove all of us to look deeper to see if another narrative exists, perhaps one that is suppressed to hopefully arrive at a conclusion that is probably closer to the truth so we can make an informed decision, such as which platform should we be on, or maybe none at all, but to make a decision that is truly ours, in our best interest, in your best interest, whatever you think that might be, instead of somebody telling us what is or isn't in our best interest and making that decision for us. That is all from me this time. I hope you found...
And yeah, like I was saying, they probably should ban TikTok, but we should probably also look into these other companies who are selling our data to these Chinese-owned companies as well, because like he said, and like we all know, if the government wants that information, the Chinese government wants that information from these corporations, they're going to have it. And if you say no, they'll disappear you. They'll unalive you. So what does that mean for the music industry? Where does it go from here? So I've been reading some of these articles, and they, Rolling Stone has a decent view on it. So we'll go through this article here. Whether or not a ban would even happen is unknown, but such an action in 2023 has different implications. I think it's interesting how Biden is doing the same things that Trump was doing. Yeah, I agree. And people aren't nearly as outraged as him. No, I agree. It's just because Biden is on a particular side. And so it's okay for Biden, but not okay for anybody else. Yeah. It's a weird time. It's a weird time. So whether or not a ban would even happen is unknown, but such an action in 2023 has different implications on the music industry than even 3 years ago. Along with being ubiquitous among influencers and content creators, TikTok is still the most influential platform in the music business for breaking new artists, marketing hit songs. Ice Spice, to name one example, is just the latest, whose initial pull from the app has turned her into one of the buzziest new artists in music. Viral trends and sounds still set the table for many songs on the Billboard Hot 100, and sped up and slowed down remixes of songs are one of the most recent trends that have helped juice songs, turning Lady Gaga's deep cut Bloody Mary into a viral hit at the end of last year, as well as Mariah Carey's It's a Wrap this year. Nader Tater, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Welcome in. We're just talking about everyone's favorite app, TikTok. Probably going to get banned. Probably should be banned. But what, as we found out over this stream, is that all these other platforms are doing the same shit as TikTok, is selling our information to our basic enemies, but yet TikTok is being sort of focused in on because they're not paying our government, or they're not paying these politicians as much as Meta and Google and such. So good to see you, Nader Tater. Welcome in. So now we're getting to the moment how this will affect music, because this is a music podcast after all. Another good example of how TikTok has sort of reinvigorated different songs is Running Up That Hill. Running Up That Hill was one of those songs that got popular again because it became hot on TikTok because of Stranger Things. Same way with a Master of Puppets from Metallica sort of resurfaced and hit the top 100. So it is going to affect that. It has that effect on artists to sort of get reinvigorated. It also launches artists like Lil Nas X was an artist that I love the love you guys are giving. You guys are so cute. What? Didn't I have them? Hadouken! What was the new one again?
Get your hand up! Get your hand up! My penis! Get your hand up! Get your hand up! Get your hand up! My penis!
I forgot about Hadouken. Forgot about Hadouken. Thank you, Naders, for that Ghost Street Fighter. for that Hadouken. And of course the penis song. Okay, so TikTok has done cool things for music industry, but if it's banned, this is a possible thing that'll go away. Is people sort of launching? Not that here's the thing too. People like Justin Bieber was launched on YouTube. I would say YouTube is a superior app now, especially with the whole Shorts feature that they've added. It's just a superior app. You get paid more. You get, and it's not so censorshipy. They don't censor you as much as TikTok does. But it's but the price of entry is very steep. It's like you gotta really get. It's a pain in the fucking ass. But even music executives who gain success finding and pushing artists from the earlier days say their reliance on TikTok has waned as they look to diversify their marketing push. The app has grown more saturated, they say, and success on the app has grown harder given the sheer volume of content competition, which is true. It's harder. And here's the thing, too, is that they're changing their algorithm around to more bigger content creators. They want longer content to compete more with YouTube, and they want professionally shot videos. That's what they're pushing right now. And you're seeing a lot of these content creators on TikTok who are losing number counts drastically because they're just not getting pushed anymore. TikTok is going in a more professional looking way. Whereas TikTok in the beginning, people loved it because there wasn't a bunch of celebrities on it. There was everything had that gritty DIY look to it, and that's what people really liked about it, is that people were creating with just their phone and just making these interesting ideas and using the effects within the app. But now that's all changing. So TikTok is kind of shooting himself in the foot as well. And plus, there's just a gob of people on TikTok. Ryan Chilson, I don't know how to say that, general manager at Work of Art Management, which oversees the careers of early TikTok success stories, Ty Verdes, Claire Rosenkrantz, recalls the early days when TikTok was the largest driver for his artists, where their posts would easily garner millions of views and push users to listen to the music off platform. Today, his artists have more stable businesses from their records and tours, Chris Holmes says, but getting that kind of engagement like before is hit or miss. And, there's a couple people who've been on this show who found a lot of success off their TikTok that basically launched their career and now is having a harder time with the app, and people just, it's not getting pushed like it was. I'm not going to mention any names because I'm not going to be rude, but there are some people who did really well on TikTok that literally launched a career. I mean, people who are touring and still don't even have like a website or shit. Like in their other presence on their other platforms aren't great. They were just relying on TikTok. Now that's changing. Everything's rapidly changing. Our consumption was so lean forward because of TikTok. It was a superpower. I couldn't describe it any other way, he says. In 2020, with Ty, we were guaranteed to get at least a couple videos a week, getting a couple million views. Now you have a very oversaturated platform, which makes sense. Every brand has a TikTok. I'm sure there isn't a label, a manager, an artist who isn't looking at their data and going, damn, my TikToks aren't reaching what they were 6 to 12, 18 months ago, which is very true. Even me, who started really seriously taking TikTok and doing it, I'm not getting the plays I was. I'm doing the same kind of content, but not getting the same amount of plays. The short-term video format that TikTok pioneered and remains the master of has made its way to other major tech platforms like YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels, and has even crept its way onto Spotify, which rolled out a new TikTok-like home feed onto its platform earlier this month, which I didn't even know Spotify did that. That's interesting. Chris Holm and Chris Anokut, I don't know who any of these people are, another music manager who found success leveraging TikTok campaigns for artists like Curtis Waters and his viral 2020 hit Stunnin', as well as Muni Long and her song Hers and Hers, including Best New Artist Grammy nomination for the latter. Both note the ceiling hasn't been as high on YouTube or Instagram to push songs. I think its algorithm, and no cute says, of TikTok compared to other services, I think it's the most sophisticated algorithm I've seen in terms of opportunity for exposure, regardless of where you are in your career in terms of development. And that's for any career, music, chef's, fashion, which I agree. But again, I think that's all changing. I think the competition with reels and shorts are kind of taken away from that and drawing. And there, but it did, TikTok again is drawing away from that, or is moving away from that. But TikTok was this place where you could go viral. You had a better chance of going viral. You had more of an opportunity. Like I remember early in the pandemic, I had a lot of friends who were like, "Dude, you should get on TikTok and really start fucking with the app, dude. It's like, it's really what's happening." And I waited until almost the end of the pandemic, so that's how I am. I'm always late to the party, but. It was a really unique algorithm that allowed more people to sort of rise to the top instead of these pay for play like Instagram, who recently now Instagram is, you have to buy the check mark if you want your shit to be seen, really be seen. And it's taking that natural bought and paid for by China. They all are, Naders. They all are. They're all bought and paid for by China. Google, they sell all that data from Google and Meta. We just went over all this, so just so you know, Naders, they all sell to Chinese companies, and we should probably ban or at least reconfigure our privacy policies within the United States if we're serious about privacy, because everyone's hating on TikTok and trying to ban TikTok, but everyone else is doing the same thing. I know nothing. Good day, sir. That's not true, Naders. I'm just saying, and again, TikTok should probably be banned. I'm not, even though I'm doing well on the platform, it probably should be banned, but we should also take that same energy and focus it to all these other companies who are selling our data to. I've been saying it this whole time, Moving Dutchman. But we should probably also be focusing on these other companies. How dare you, sir? But we should be focusing in on these other companies as well, because they're doing almost the exact same thing as TikTok. The only difference is that TikTok is actually owned by a Chinese company. So... I mean, either way, our data is being sold to our enemies in the U.S. anyways. Compared to 2020, when the first TikTok ban was mulled and other short-form platforms were just launching, there are multiple outlets today experts expect could have similar functions. They've already been incorporating these outlets into their strategies, with Chris Holm noting he's currently pursuing a hip-hop artist to manage whose engagement is strongest on Reels. And Reels is the problem is with Instagram is Reels. Right now, Instagram is looking for people to really push Reels. They've been trying to push Reels for a long time, trying to compete with TikTok. The only problem is that they want you to edit within the app. They'll push things that are edited within the app, but yet their editing functions are dog shit. With TikTok, the editing functionality is fucking supreme. So and you only get a minute and a half on Reels, whereas you get like up to like 10 minutes on TikTok. But still, like, they should, if they really want to compete, fix your fucking editing and make it longer, and actually pay your content creators, because as shitty as TikTok pays, so it's about $20 to $50 per million views on TikTok, whereas they just stopped paying creators on Instagram. So they're not paying their creators. They want high quality content edited within the app, which is garbage. Instagram is just garbage right now. I mean, it's not a great competition, and Shorts is not a great competitor either on YouTube because their editing capabilities is dog shit as well, and you only get a minute. So if these other companies want to actually compete with TikTok, they're gonna have to step it up a bit. And yeah, we should probably fucking ban TikTok. Probably should be the next thing. And we should probably impose heavier privacy regulations with these American-based companies as well. Those impacted most by major TikTok change would be the unsigned and under-resourced or up-and-coming artists who would then lose out on a platform that notoriously gave footing against even those with larger followings. If it were to go, and Cute and Chris Holm ponder which platform, whether YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, or something else, may capitalize the most with the same appeal, which what Meta is hoping for. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. There you go. That's for anybody listening on your headphones. Sorry. So, again, which is what happens on all of these. Whenever these sort of situations arrive, it's always the small guy that gets fucked over. It's always the small guy. So like the unsigned people, under-resourced artists, up-and-coming artists who are going to get fucked. TikTok right now is definitely going for big names to come on the platform. They're going to push their content. They're going to, people are going to get fucked. It sucks. And the thing about Instagram too, that makes them suck is they want you to use their Instagram sounds, their in-app sounds and shit. It's just so stupid. Creators should never put all their eggs in one basket platform. I'm sure the boost was nice, but MySpace and Vine taught us that nothing lasts forever. Yeah, and that's for sure. I agree. It's like you should always have your stuff on your own platform, your own website. You should always have your own shit because depending on these companies they're gonna fuck you, or they're gonna go out of business, or they're just the next best thing's gonna come. And what was all that work for? I think Reina keeps quoting this. I forgot who said it, Reina, but I think it was Megan Linnaeus, who's here on Twitch. She was saying, it's like, why would I keep going to work if I'm never gonna get a promotion now? Like now that we have to buy our own check marks on all these things, yeah. Why would I put in the work? And Megan Linnaeus is doing just fine on Twitch, doing her own thing, making a living, and and her music is doing great, and her community is very supportive. It pays you back, and that's the thing about Twitch. Putting time into Twitch is because there is a return on it, and there is like a really interesting, I have music out that has, each song has over like 1,000 plays or 2,000 plays because you guys are awesome and you guys go out and listen to it or share and share it out. If I didn't have Twitch, just putting it on TikTok or just putting it on Instagram, I would get 0 plays. So Twitch has a very, very beautiful side to it because you get to build a cool community. And you guys are awesome, and I get to hang out with you guys. So it's I don't know, man. All these other platforms are kind of dog shit, but they're fun. I enjoy TikTok a lot. I enjoy Instagram a lot. Facebook can eat a dick. Snapchat, I've only bought drugs off of Snapchat. MySpace was fun for a minute. I don't know. Anyways. It has democratized the business and made entrepreneurs more. Okay. It has democratized the business and made entrepreneurs more bullish about staying independent. A lot of the breakout success stories, the first breakout moment is usually coming from TikTok. It doesn't stop with a viral moment, but it can be a great launching pad for a career. And I don't know what's going to happen, but I would hope if it were no longer around, we'd see somebody step up and take their market, which is what Meta is really hoping that will come of this, is that people just go back to Meta and create on that space, but their shit sucks. The other thing about TikTok, the other drawback about TikTok is that musicians now have to become content creators rather than just, make music. Now I got to make videos and stuff. And for some people like who we just have on, the Dream Eaters, we just had them on. They make their videos go along with their music so perfectly. So it's a really great marriage of content creation and making music. So it's fun, but there's a lot of musicians out there who just are really good at making music, but aren't great at making video-based content. So it's sort of, you gotta become a lot to make money, at least off of your music. You do have to take on a lot more roles than you used to. And that's just the way technology has sort of driven the market. Beyond individual creator, by the way, this is a Rolling Stone magazine. This is out of Rolling Stone, this article. Beyond individual creators, from an industry-wide perspective, there's always been a pivot when something new pushes music, and the business will take that on whenever that is. You can't be a one-trick pony. You can't rely on one platform or one song to break through. I was there when radio ran the business. I was there when it was a Spotify playlist. Now we're seeing this TikTok generation. Who knows what comes after? If it's Web3 or blockchain, we don't know. Anno Koot says, but at the end of the day, the music industry is still about those 3 minutes and 33 seconds. It may not be as much about stars more so than anything than it was, and that's okay. But it's still about the 3 minutes and 33 seconds, whether we like it or not. It's about hits. Which, yes and no. Again, we're seeing shorter songs. People are, making 2-minute songs and shit. So, but this article was what a TikTok ban would mean for the music business. So that is Rolling Stone. There's also this other article that was kind of interesting, but I don't know. It was okay. It's a music opinion from Far Out. But I think the general consensus of what I'm seeing and what I think is just that if TikTok goes, then people are just going to go to another platform, or a new platform will emerge. We'll read through a little bit of this. Maybe we can read this one. It might be okay. For the last 3 years, TikTok has held a stranglehold over the entire music industry, which is not true, but yeah. The social media app is still the Wild West in terms of regulation and has become a shortcut to mainstream success for artists. Its algorithm can seemingly pluck a song out of obscurity and transform it into an international hit, which is true, but so has YouTube. Gangnam Style, right? Its algorithm can seem... Oh, yeah, we already... As a result, artists have started bending their artistry in a bid to go viral on the platform, which has become the premier gatekeeper in the music industry. I also don't believe that. That's not really... Due to the unexpected growth of TikTok, some artists feel as if they can no longer solely be musicians, and now they need to be content creators too. Given that the platform has become a popular app across the globe, countless acts have it to thank for their success. Take Glass Animals, for example. Before the release of their single Heat Waves, they were a moderately successful indie band on both sides of the Atlantic, but no track from their first 3 albums charted. However, thanks to TikTok, Heat Waves topped the charts in the United States and has since been streamed over 2 billion times on Spotify alone. If a song trends on the platform, it can change the course of an entire career. Therefore, labels have forced musicians to try their hand in becoming viral sensations, and some levels of artistry have now become secondary. Mainstream pop songs have been seemingly tailored to be used as a sound on TikTok, such as Sam Ryder's Spaceman, Britain's entry into Eurovision in 2022. Additionally, Ryder was selected as an entrant for the competition, partially because he has millions of followers on the platform and the strategy paid off. Thanks for the late night lyric. Gotta go later, taters. Thanks for stopping through, bud. However, even when a song becomes a viral hit on the platform, it doesn't necessarily lead to the land of milk and honey. Steve Lacy's track Bad Habit went from #1 on the Billboard 200 because of TikTok, and it also led him to selling out his tour off the back of the song. Yet those who attended the shows were largely focused on the 15 seconds of the track, which went viral on filming for that moment rather than enjoying Lacy's whole set. Yeah, there's actually videos where kids are singing along with Steve Lacy, and then also like they only know the 15 seconds of the song, and the rest of the lyrics they have no idea what they are. So it has sort of narrowed what people like about music and what they like about a certain song. A spokesman for TikTok has confirmed that they have been contracted by Committee on Foreign Investments in the United States about divestiture, I don't know what that means, from Chinese state. If protecting national security is an objective, divestment doesn't solve the problem. A change in ownership would not impose new restrictions on data flows or access. The best way to address concerns about national security is with the transparent U.S.-based protection of U.S. user data and systems, the spokesperson continued. So, yeah. So, I think we're going to skip down here. While it has helped boost streaming statistics for artists and looks excellent on a press release, apart from the rare case like Steve Lacy or Glass Animals, the impact of TikTok on ticket sales is still likely negligible. If the app is banned, social media will continue to be necessary for modern life, and users will simply migrate elsewhere. Simply to the gold rush or the crypto boom, a portion of musicians got rich off of TikTok's wild algorithm, which is considerably more advanced than any other platform. However, most artists likely haven't seen the direct spike in popularity because of the app. The current obsession from labels viewing TikTok as the promised land is unhealthy for artists who are becoming slaves to an algorithm, especially new acts who believe it's the only way to make it. It should be seen as a fun tool which allows fans to see behind the curtains and nothing more. Ultimately, if it's banned, another similar app will take its place and music industry will continue to adapt as it has for the last 70 years, which is the basic consensus here. It's like if it's gone, people will go to other places or a new app will emerge. When you think about CD sales and then Napster, that spawned iTunes, which spawned Spotify, which, in turn, and TikTok, interestingly enough, has their own distribution company now. So you can upload your music to TikTok and they'll distribute it to all the other platforms as well. So, whatever comes next comes next. TikTok is not the end all be all. Like Reina says, don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's basically the consensus here. Anyway, I can feel my jaw again. I can feel my lips again. And my tooth doesn't hurt. So, good stuff. The dentist did good. You did good, dentist. Thank you so much. Yeah! We got content out, guys. We did it. We did the content. We made content.